Kris Kaylin, and I would like to welcome you to my brand new show, Diva Talk. My first guest is Dr. Kimberly Butler, here to tell us some information and to debunk some rumors about COVID. So welcome, Dr. Kimberly.
Thanks for having me, Kris.
Thank you for coming. So, it's the holiday season. Everyone wants to gather and be around each other. But how important is it to be vaccinated?
It's so very important. Professionally, I'm Director of Community Health for Roper St. Francis Healthcare, but also Managing Director of Good Stock Consulting, which is a firm certainly situated in this space because not only are we advocating for healthcare for low-income, vulnerable communities, but also making sure that healthcare systems are looking at disparities. And COVID-19 has shown a light for health systems across the world to pay more attention to exactly what's happening in our communities of color. So when we think about COVID and the holidays are coming up, y'all, it's so important to be vaccinated. Right now, I believe statistically about 68% of the country have had at least one shot. About 58% are fully vaccinated. So we're on the right track, right?
We're moving along.
We're moving in the right direction, but Lord, we are moving kind of slow
right
now.
You said 50. I was like, we're moving a little slow. We're moving a little slow.
A little slow.
But a lot of people are nervous with the vaccines. Of course, you have the internet and Google doctors, but we have to debunk some rumors. So first thing, is it true that if you get the COVID vaccine, you won't be able to have children?
Well, not true. But let me preface this by saying I'm Dr. Kim Butler Willis, a PhD in public health, not a medical doctor. So not to get that confused, but I do know
what you're talking about.
The COVID-19 vaccine does not affect our reproductive systems. Although I know the federal government didn't help by making this, calling it warp speed. That didn't help.
Right.
But though they came throughout with this vaccine so quickly, the technology that they used was prehistoric, right? It's what we use from many other chronic conditions. So they just took that technology and rolled it onto what we're using right now. Don't worry about your testicles, guys. Don't worry about your breasts, ladies. We know that this COVID-19 vaccine is safe for you and even safe for women that are pregnant.
Oh, awesome. So with that being said, a lot of Black people are skeptical with things that happen like Henrietta Lacks and you had your Tuskegee experiment. Absolutely. But I feel like doctors are being more transparent about what happened. So is it safe? I know it's FDA approved, but is the vaccine safe?
The vaccine is safe. We've had millions of people be vaccinated right now, and only a few, when we think about the grand scheme of it all, a very, very low percent have had some fatal or serious side effects, right? So the vaccine is safe. But it is smart for people of color, marginalized communities to still remain conscious of what health systems have done to us in the past.
Absolutely.
It would be foolish for us to forget it, but now that we know it, we need to use that information when we go to our doctor's office and have some real clear conversations about it. Make sure that your physician is looking at his or her data and disaggregating to show where disparities really are. So even outside of COVID-19, we have to make sure that we are leading the conversation when we go to visit our doctor's offices.
Yes, we have to be comfortable to answer those very uncomfortable questions because this is our body. So that, they just released that kids can get the vaccine ages 5 to 11. And it's like 50-50. You have some people who want their kids to get it and some people are like, they're not developed yet. So what is your opinion on having children get the vaccine?
You know what? It's a tough question because I'm a mom.
Right. You are a mom.
Yeah, I have a 10-year-old and a 7-year-old.
And they're at the age where they can get the vaccine.
They are at the age where they can be vaccinated. But I would be a liar if I said that I wasn't hesitant. But Lord knows if they have to stay home with me for another round of school, something serious is going to happen. So they will be vaccinated, okay? Now, they may not be the first in line, but they'll certainly be within the first wave because I want to make sure that not only are my kids safe, but my parents are safe. They're around their grandparents every day. They're around their great-grandparents every day. And so really, my family being vaccinated is not for us. We're generally pretty healthy, but it's for the people around us.
Absolutely. And for those who haven't gotten a booster shot yet, so I did get my vaccine, but I haven't gotten a booster shot yet. So how important is a booster shot important? Is it something that I need to get, or where does that fall on the spectrum?
The booster shot is important. So when you went in to get your vaccine, what it did was heighten your immune system so that it would recognize this virus if you ever came in contact with it and strike at it immediately, right? Well, we found that over time, that heightened immune response has kind of lowered over the months, right? And so that booster just takes you back up to that highest level that makes you most secure and most safe from this virus. Now, if you feel comfortable with the decline, Okay, I'm really pushing for those to be at least.
Gonna get the booster.
I think we should be.
I think I'm definitely gonna get the booster.
Boosted.
When you said decline, it's just something in my spirit.
Nothing in my spirit appreciates a decline, okay? Unless it's these pounds. So, if you are most concerned about your health and the safety around others, get boosted. It's just like our flu vaccine. It's just like many other series of shots that we get throughout our lives in order to go to school, in order to go to work. And so, just add this as a part of your routine health care.
Absolutely. So, with the holidays being here, make sure you are getting vaccinated. If you want to be around your family and friends, hug them, love up on them, which we know we want to do. So, make sure you get vaccinated. Oh, and I do have one last question because, it's a big thing. If someone does not have health insurance, will that stop them from getting the vaccine? Because, things are very expensive in the medical field. And if someone cannot afford to get the vaccine, how will they pay for it?
So the COVID vaccine should be free for all. So if the COVID vaccine, if you're having barriers getting it because of cost from a healthcare system, any FQHC, community health center, CVS, Walgreens, they all provide the same level of safety, the same type of vaccinations, and there is no reason why anyone, regardless of insurance status or ability to pay, should not be able to access the COVID-19 vaccine.
Awesome. Well, you have every reason to go get vaccinated. So make sure you think about it, do your research. You gave some amazing information. So thank you for being here and kicking off this show. But right after the break, we're going to talk with Rashonda Grant, a MasterChef semifinalist, and she's going to show us how to throw down in the kitchen. Right back after Diva Talk.
Yeah.
My next guest, Rashonda Grant, is from James Island, South Carolina. Rashonda is the owner of Carolina Cookery, and she was a MasterChef Season 10 semifinalist. Rashonda is getting ready to release her brand new ebook titled Carolina Cookery. Welcome to Diva Talk, Rashonda.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming. Happy holidays. All of that good stuff.
Happy holidays. Happy Christmas, Mahana Kwanzaa.
I'm going to start using that.
It's a good one.
But let's jump into it. So, women chefs typically aren't the face of Gullah Geechee cuisine, but it's so much history there. But you do have your staples like Martha Lou, Albertha Grant from Bertha's Kitchen. But I will say with social media, it's been a spike in seeing the face behind the meal. So were you able to benefit off of social media? And if so, how?
I did see a really interesting uptick in my website traffic after High on the Hog came out. And because just the way I have it set up, a lot of people were searching for Gullah Geechee cuisine and Gullah Geechee recipes and things like that. So I did get a lot of new followers from that. So shout out to them. Thanks for that. Yes. And it was a really great documentary, but you're right. It is very interesting that when you think of the face of modern day Gullah Geechee cuisine, the people that you're seeing are oftentimes males talking about their grandma's recipes.
So we have you here, and we're talking about your recipe. So speaking of one of your recipes, I was on your website perusing, and I noticed you had a recipe about red rice. But what I noticed about women in South Carolina, especially Charleston, they do not share their red rice recipe. It's like a secret thing that we hold tight. But you are comparing it to, some of your roommates because you went to FAMU. Mm-hmm. So what is that experience of just tasting different things, but that red rice? It's just a thing. I think it's its own culture.
It really, really is. But I think it's one of those things that ties us to other cultures. Mm-hmm. So like I said, I went to Florida A&M. I'm from James Island. So everybody I knew was Gullah Geechee growing up. And I thought all Black people were Gullah people. Like, we came from Africa and now we're here and we've retained our culture. That's why we're African Americans, right?
Of course.
No. But it wasn't until I got to FAM and I met people from other places that didn't make things like okra soup. They didn't eat chicken perlos. They didn't eat red rice. But the people that did eat very similar dishes were my African roommates and friends, my first generation Caribbean friends. And so really just kind of anecdotally kind of studying it made me really want to study it. And that's when I started to kind of see that evolutionary trend between jollof, a West African jollof rice, to a Charleston style red rice, to a New Orleans style jambalaya.
Right.
So it was very interesting to me, and that's why I was like, well, now I got to tell the world. And I don't mind sharing my recipes, but I do not enjoy sitting down to type them up.
That's just a whole nother thing.
That's the hardest part. Like, it is not because I don't want to share. I love teaching people how to cook and showing people how to cook, but getting me to sit down and type it, like I teach you like my grandma taught me. And that is watch and learn. I will show you 1,000 times, watch and learn, pay attention.
I'm not writing it down. You sound like my mom and my grandma. It's just like, can I get the recipe for?
Come over.
Watch and learn.
Come over.
So speaking of recipes, with you being the head chef and you having Carolina Cookery, how do you create recipes? How do you decide to say this flavor goes with this? How do you do that?
Trying different things. I get inspired by other chefs. That's one thing about the chefs in Charleston, even the men. It is we are very inclusive. We bounce ideas off of each other. I got chefs on my phone. We'll be texting like, what do you think of this? What if we did that? Or like, so we really do kind of collaborate. And then sometimes you'll try something that somebody else made that inspires you. And you're like, oh, but this is what I would do different. Oh, this is what I would bring in. Even the dish I'm going to make later today was inspired by something I saw on the shelf at Publix. I was like, oh, that could be cool, but what if I did it this way? Yeah. So it's just, you take inspiration from everything and everywhere.
I'm very excited to dive into that. But before we do that, speaking of recipes and all that fun stuff, you have an ebook coming out, the Carolina Cookery Holiday Fixins, just in time for the holidays to help people like me. We're not going to talk about what we discussed off camera, but what can we expect from your ebook?
You can expect to see a twist on some very traditional low country dishes. Again, I love the purist. I love just grandma's soul food cooking, and that's where I take a lot of my inspiration. But because I'm me and I'm a modern young lady, I'm going to put a couple of twists on it. I'm going to put my own spin on it. So you can definitely expect to see there's going to be like some sweet potato poon. It's going to be some corn pudding. It's going to be a new way to make turkey that is moist and delicious. Ooh. So, and then you'll see the recipe that we're going to make today, my very own hibiscus spiced cranberry sauce. So that's going to be really, so I'm just excited to share like just some different takes and a different twist on some very traditional low country cuisine.
Well, I am really looking forward to that. So after the break, we're going to hop into the kitchen. Rashana is going to show us and show me most definitely how to cook so I can bring it on Thanksgiving and have no one upset with me. But keep it tuned in to Diva Talk. All right, so what are we cooking today?
So today we are making a hibiscus spiced cranberry sauce. So this is inspired by an African beverage. It's called bissap. It's where they use African hibiscus flowers. And it's usually a tea, like a beverage. Right. Sometimes they mix it with other juices. And so that's kind of where I got the inspiration for this one.
Awesome, I'm excited.
All right, so we've got some dried African hibiscus. And I'm just gonna pop that in a bowl. I've got a little bit of star anise, which is a spice. And just a little bit of clove. Clove to me is like one of those things. It smells like the holidays. Like it just reminds, like when you add it to a dish, like that's Christmas. And I got a whole cinnamon clove.
I was just like, I've really never seen one in person. I was like, oh my gosh, it's cinnamon.
Yeah. And then I just crack it in half because the more surface area you have, the more flavor is going to release.
Yes, and we're here for the flavor.
Here I just have some crystallized ginger, so some candied ginger.
Okay, cool.
If you didn't have these spices whole, you can use the ground version, but because I do have them whole,
we're going to take it. Yes.
All right, so what we're doing right now is we're making sort of a base for a tea. And we're just gonna pour in some hot water and then let that steep a little bit.
Cool.
So we've got all of our spices and tea in a bowl. And then I'm just gonna pour in some water and let that steep for a few minutes into a nice tea. And that hibiscus has like a beautiful red color. The longer it sits, the deeper that red is gonna get. So I like to cover it up to keep all the heat in there. And we just kind of let that sit for a minute. And then once it's done, I'm gonna strain out all of those chunks of spices back into my pot and use that instead. Hopefully I don't get any, yep, there they go.
Ooh, it's so nice. The flavor and the coloring, well, the coloring is really red. So not the flavor, but the coloring is really red.
The flavor is gonna be great too. And I had a chance to sit for a minute. So you can already kind of smell that Christmassy.
It smells like the holidays. Yeah. I wish y'all had smell-o-vision.
You
can smell it.
So instead of using water for our cranberry sauce, we're going to use that hibiscus tea that we just made, and that's going to be our first little extra oomph of flavor. To that's about 1 cup of our tea. I'm going to add 1 cup of sugar.
I'm here for sugar. I love sweetness.
So go ahead and if you feel like that's a lot of sugar, you can cut it back, but just know cranberries are really, really tart. They're like little baby lemons.
Right.
So if you take that sugar out, you're going to have a tartar cranberry sauce.
Got it.
You can replace that with some of the sweet and low, or like the Splenda blends. Or you could just kind of cut back on it, half and half. Brown sugar will work too.
Okay. So those are some good substitutions.
Yeah, some good substitutes. If you're diabetic or health conscious, by all means. And I'm just going to stir that in with our warm tea and make sure my sugar is nice and dissolved. And then to that, I'm going to add 3 cups of whole fresh cranberries.
Ooh,
and
I'm excited.
These are easy to find. They have them, especially this time of year.
During the holiday seasons, you're going to find a cranberry.
So you will find them everywhere.
They may haunt you.
They will. But that's okay.
People say bad things about cranberry sauce, but you're about to make this like the most popping event that you're going to bring to Christmas.
Because so many people are used to that canned cranberry sauce.
That's what it is.
No,
and it just looks so weird.
They're not adding any of these layers and depths of flavor.
No, they're not putting any love in it.
No love.
Just canned.
This is filled with love. This is filled with love from the motherland. Like, we got African hibiscus in here. So
the ancestors are very pleased.
They're very pleased. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to put in the zest from about half of an orange.
Got it.
So I've got a little zester here. If you don't have one of these at home, you can just take a knife and kind of peel off just that orangish part.
Got it.
And put that in there and kind of let it steep. I like to use mine like this so that I don't get orange zest going everywhere. It just kind of collects on the top.
Place.
Yeah. And then I don't have a mess on my hands. And then once I get it nice and full, then I just kind of tap that in there. So we've got layers. We've got our cinnamon, our anise,
and
our
honestly,
cloves.
so far I was able to keep up. You did not lose me, so I feel like I can make this on my own.
And this is the best thing because homemade cranberry sauce is so good. It's so flavorful, but it's so easy to make.
It's very beginner friendly.
We've got 3 ingredients. We had our tea, we had our sugar, we had cranberries.
That's it. If I can handle this, so can you.
So we're gonna cover that up, and then it just simmers on a low heat for 10 minutes.
Got it.
And then it will magically become this beautiful
Oh,
cranberry sauce.
and that looks, first of all, just from first glance, that looks way better than the cranberry sauce that you find in the can. No offense to people who use cranberry sauce, but you literally do not need to. And this was done in what, less than 5 minutes?
10 minutes tops. The more you make, it might need to sit a little bit longer, but you're gonna let it cook for 10 minutes, let it cool down to room temperature, and then pop it in the fridge until you're ready to eat it.
So if I bring this for Christmas, will I have one of the best dishes?
You probably will.
Okay.
And I mean, that's just me talking.
But we're not done yet. There's still some more. Yes, I'm
So
excited.
if you are one of the cranberry sauce haters and you're like, ooh, I don't even eat cranberry sauce, I don't want that on my plate, there's something else that you can do with this same cranberry sauce.
And what is that?
And we are gonna make ourselves a festive cocktail.
Who doesn't love a cocktail? Who doesn't love a
You don't like
cocktail?
cranberry sauce, you like to drink.
Exactly.
Like, that's law. I don't.
If you don't like this, you love to drink. Everyone loves to drink.
So we're gonna take a couple spoonfuls of this.
Okay.
Let's add that to our jigger. So I've already got some ice in here.
Cool beans.
And we're just gonna add in some of that cranberry. Try to get some of that liquid in there.
Yes. Ooh. First of all, that was made with love.
All right, and then I'm gonna get you to pour in some whiskey. I like whiskey. I'm a whiskey gal, but you can swap that out for rum. You can swap it out for tequila. If you want to keep it a little lighter, you can swap it out for some wine and have sort of a sangria. Girl, more like you mean.
Okay, listen, I wasn't sure.
One for you, one for me.
All right, perfect. I was pouring a little shy.
And then we're gonna add to that a little bit of limeade.
Ooh, okay.
If you don't have limeade, you can get it at the store, or you can just add some sweetened lime juice and just a smidge of water.
Cool.
So we've already got some ice in there. We're gonna put that lid on there.
First of all, it smells awesome.
And then I'm gonna get you to do the honors of shaking. So give that a cover up.
No
and
pressure.
Shake, shake, shake. Shake it like you mean it. Shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it.
Bottle girl.
All right, because you want to just make sure that you've given those cranberry bits at the bottom a little chance to dissolve. All right, we're gonna put this part of the top back on.
Sorry, I'm not a bartender.
And then we just pour that into our glasses, 1 and 2.
On Diva Talk, Kris Kaylin pours drinks. It might be.
Thank you.
We're gonna.
And then we've got some nice festive garnish here. I personally love rosemary. It's very aromatic. It's very on par for the season.
Yes, I think I want to do rosemary too.
All right, and then we've
match
got,
our garland.
I'll do a little, I'm gonna do all 3. I've got some cranberries here, which are pretty,
Give
and
us a
then
color.
just a little twirl of orange.
Yay! Boop. Okay. Boom.
Yeah,
I'm
just being fancy with it. We're fancy with it.
It's cute. All right, now the most important part.
The taste test.
The taste test. This is so good. This is amazing. If you are not a fan of cranberries, you're gonna love this. First of all, the homemade cranberry sauce, the spirit. This was amazing. And can they find this in your ebook that will be coming out?
We will add it to the ebook. Matter of fact, I'll put this on the website for free. So you don't have to buy the ebook, this drink recipe, but the cranberry sauce recipe is in the ebook as well.
So yes, make sure you head to her website. It's country cooking, right? No,
www.thecarolinacookery.com.
Wait, let me do that again. Sorry.
Country cooking.
Sorry.
That too.
Make sure you head to the Carolina Cookery so you can get this amazing recipe that will be available on her website, and you're gonna have the best dish for Christmas. I'm pretty sure you will.
You absolutely will.
Thank
Christmas,
you.
Thanksgiving, all the holiday parties.
Yes, thank you so much. And make sure y'all try this. Stay tuned. I'll be back with Breanna Minus so you can see how you can get your hair to look just like this on Diva Talk. Welcome back to Diva Talk. I am here with Breanna Minus, the owner of Phairless Hair Co., based out of Charlotte, North Carolina. Breanna is a graduate of Francis Marion University, but when she got her degree, she decided to head back to school, this time to get her cosmetology license. Breanna has been slaying braids, bobs, frontals, and everything in between, and now she is embarking on a new journey. Ladies and gentlemen, Breanna Minus, thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me.
So we are talking all about hair cosmetology, but before we dive into that, you got your degree from Francis Marion in business, correct?
Yes.
So what made you say, because you were doing hair in high school, but what made you decide to actually get licensed? Because you have a lot of talented hairstylists who just don't find a reason to get licensed.
I think it is imperative to get that license because it sets you apart from everybody else that's doing hair. It lets people know that, hey, I know what I'm doing. I've been to school for this. I've been tested for this. So it gives you like a legitimacy. So people know, okay, I know what I'm doing and I'm going to take care of your hair. So I think it was just important for me to go to school and learn the chemistry side of doing hair, because it's not just the physical curling or sewing or braiding. It's actually a science behind hair, and I wanted to know everything about it. So I just wanted to take myself to the next level.
And when we were in high school, you were slaying sewings and doing all of these, but then you turned to braiding. So what was that? Was it just a demand from what the clients wanted?
Yes, it was definitely a demand. I've never been a braider. I never like to categorize myself as a braider, but when you're in different areas and there's a certain niche there, you kind of have to figure out where you fit in. So yeah, I love the fact that I was able to kind of meet that market there, because it definitely helped me grow my clientele. So even if somebody came for braids, I was able to say, well, hey, I do relaxers. Hey, I do twist styles. I do all these other different things. So I was able to get these clients and say, hey, stick with me, because I don't only do braids, but I do all these different things. And that's another thing where that license comes into play, because, okay, I can do all these different things on the realm of cosmetology. So it helped me really build my clientele.
And with building your clientele, you are embarking on something new, which I'm excited. But actually, before I dive into that, what is a typical day like for a hairstylist?
Oh, it's crazy. I do not have a set schedule. I have never had a set schedule. I typically try to say I work Tuesday through Saturday. I never work Tuesday through Saturday. I'm supposed to work 9:15 to 5:15. I never work that schedule. So it's definitely crazy. I'm not a morning person. So I try to get to work early, get some food in. But as a stylist, I think any stylist can speak for this too. We never really have a lunch break set in. So it's crazy. Sometimes you go 10 hours without eating. Sometimes you do a 16-hour shift and you might just have some crackers. But it's crazy. I typically take about 3 to 4 clients a day. And yeah, I just work through it. I try to have good relations with my clients and, try to get through the day a little faster. But it's always hectic as a stylist. I never have a chill day.
Listen, I called myself coloring here one day, and I was standing on my feet for about 5 hours. I don't know how you do it. I was so tired after coloring my hair, and I was like, you know what? Cosmetologists, they deserve a raise because this isn't for me. Yes. But you are embarking on a new journey. I am super excited about this. So these lovely hair extensions that we have, they're not your typical hair extensions.
No, not at all.
They are for girls with curly hair like myself, especially these 4C girls. So can you tell us a little bit more about your Phairless hair extensions?
Okay, yes. So these are tape-in extensions. They are just now being kind of highlighted into the Black community. Tape-ins have been around for ages and ages, but they were more so catered towards Caucasian hair. So now we have them for African-American girls. We have an actual natural 4C kinky textured hair. Kris is actually wearing our 4C texture. I'm wearing our 4C texture. And you can just see how well it blends in. It gives you just that extra fullness, extra length that you need. There's no tension. And these are a luxury enhancement. So with these, you're going to treat these how you treat your own natural hair. You want to get treatments. You want to shampoo it. You want to detangle. You just want to be very careful with them because they are a luxury enhancement. It's an add-on service. So yeah, these are perfect for girls who love their natural hair, but they want a little bit more fullness. They want a little bit more definition to their curls, or maybe they want to add a little bit of length like me. So yeah, these are just the new wave. Everybody's been raving about them. So I definitely wanted to provide them for our kind of hair, but in our texture.
And I was so excited. So as she said, I am wearing, my texture is 4C. So I am wearing the 4C clip-ins. They look awesome. You can't even tell which is which. Right. But we are going to talk more about that after the break. We'll be doing a demo so you can see how we blended all of this. But I'm going to just say it's all mine because it is. But we'll be right back on Diva Talk. All right, I am back with Breanna Minus. And like I said, if you want to achieve this style I have, she is going to show you how to do it with these tape-in clip-ins. So Breanna, what is the process of this?
Alrighty, so it's very, very simple. Now, disclaimer, even though this is going to seem extremely easy, this is recommended to be installed by a professional only. Okay, guys, so really quick, I'm going to show you guys how I do it. I'm going to have you turn just a little bit. Alrighty, so her hair is already done, obviously. I'm just going to add one little piece to the front. So I'm going to section off a piece here. Just going to clip it. Then you take just a very, 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 very fine section, like so. I'm going to take one tape in. I'm just going to remove this piece of paper that's going to protect that tape. That little piece. Mm-hmm. Alrighty, so I'm just going to place this underneath this piece of hair. Take my comb. I'm going to press down. I'm going to remove any excess hair that's not sticking. Super simple. Now I'm going to take this last piece of tape in, your top piece. And hold that. And then I'm just going to evenly place this right over the top of this tape in. Just want to press down a little bit. And there you have it.
So you see how voluminous my hair looks, and you honestly can't even tell that anything has been added to it. So if you want this look, and this is for my 4C girls, you know things are hard for us, make sure you head to Phairlessco.com to purchase your very own hair extensions. They come in all textures, correct?
Yes, it's going to be from 10 inch to 18 inches.
Yes, so for this full look, make sure you are connecting with Breanna. And what's your social media?
My Instagram is Phairless, and it's just Phairless, and it's spelled Phairless. And you can find all my other adjoining social medias right at that one.
We already had some good food. I got my hair done, and now it's time for the fashion. So Profashionally Chic will be joining me after the break, so you can have exactly what you need for the holiday party. Stay tuned to Diva Talk. Welcome back to Diva Talk. I have my last guest for the evening, Capricia White, the owner of Profashionally Chic, and it launched in 2021, and it's been an instant success since then. Actually, what I have on right now is Profashionally Chic. So, welcome to Diva Talk, Capricia.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here. So, before I dive in, you've always been a fashionista. You've always been fashionable. So, what made you say, I want to do this for other women?
All right. Well, thank you. So, my love for fashion actually started when I was a little girl. I can remember going into New York and Company with my mom, and as I was waiting for her, I would start to put pieces together, and I would say, oh, when I grow up, I'm going to put this with this. So that's how it started. But I felt compelled to start my own brand once I got into my career, and I found that the professional clothes were kind of lackluster and didn't really show my individuality. So I just wanted to kind of bring balance, because I felt like, hey, if I feel this way, other women must feel the same too.
Absolutely, and you were definitely spot on with that. Profashionally Chic definitely has a certain look. It's a certain woman. So who is the ideal woman that would wear Profashionally Chic clothing?
Okay, so Profashionally Chic was actually created based around the persona of P Chic. And P Chic is a woman who is a professional. So she's a pro in the sense that she's a career woman or an entrepreneur, but she's into fashion. Her lifestyle is multifaceted. She loves to go to church. She loves date nights and vacations with bae. She loves cocktails and brunch with her girls. So she's pretty much the it girl girl wherever she goes.
And I will say, every time I wear a piece from your line, everyone's like, well, where did you get that from? Who is you wearing? So that obviously, when you did that, it was a reason why you picked the certain pieces that you pick. Mm-hmm. So what really stands out to you when you're looking? What do you say, I need to add this to my line?
Okay, so I am in the fast fashion industry. And with that being said, a lot of the clothing, they're trendy. Everyone wants to have what's new, what the celebrities are wearing right now. And I just felt like the clothes have become so disposable. Mm-hmm. And I always want to find premier quality pieces, things that are exclusive and things that are going to be timeless. So they might look good now, but when you pull it out from your closet years later, it's still going to stay the same.
Yes. So before we hop right into it, so you recently added the Figure 8 collection to your website, which is for plus size models. So is that something that you plan to add, or was it a demand for the plus size selection?
So it was a little bit of both. So plus size was supposed to be included in the initial launch back in April, but I got frustrated because I felt like I was being unfair and I felt like the line was going to be rushed. The clothes to me just weren't up to par. It was unflattering or just low quality. So I said, I'm just going to scratch it because if it's not right, I don't want to do it at all. But once Chic launched, I got DMs almost every day asking about plus size. So I'm like, okay, this is something that I should reconsider. So I did that. I took my time, found the good vendors, but I didn't want to just sell the same clothes in extended sizes. I wanted plus size to have their own identity, which is why I created their own Figure 8 collection.
And I was going to say, it was a dress on the Figure 8 collection that I wanted, and I was just like, so is this only for the Figure 8 collection?
Yes.
I was a little slighted.
Yes, some things are going to be just for my Figure 8 woman, and some things are going to be for my regular Chic woman. So
I'm definitely excited. Well, first of all, you look amazing, and this is from the Chic line, and we're getting ready to have a fashion show. We can see the amazing things that we can wear to these holiday parties, because I plan to be the best dressed person at my holiday party.
And you will in Chic, okay?
Absolutely. So after the break, we're going to have an amazing fashion show with some amazing professionally chic women. Keep it locked in to Diva Talk. It's Kris Kaylin welcoming you back to Diva Talk. So we already know what we're going to eat for the holidays. We know how we're going to wear our hair. But the most important thing, what are we going to wear? So Miss Capricia is going to show us what we can expect for the Professionally Chic winter line, correct?
Yes.
So without further ado, we are ready for the models.
So first up is Corporate Chic. She is actually going to wear this to the office, but at 5 p.m. starts the holiday party.
Ooh.
So it's a party in the back and corporate in the front.
I love this.
And she is wearing the money tree dress from our holiday collection.
Ooh, definitely going to be adding that to my cart.
Next up is our Street Chic. So she loves glitz and glam, but she likes to be comfortable. Yes. So that's why she has on the sequin pants set, and you have the tuxedo lining on the side with the split in the ankle.
Oh, that is very cute.
All right, now we have our North Star jumpsuit. And this is actually a piece from our Figure 8 plus size collection. She has on a copper jumpsuit. It has a cinched waist. Perfect for a girls' night out. Yes, it's very colorful. All right, next up, we have date night. And she is going to a 5-star restaurant with her mistletoe dress, which is a burgundy ruche design. And she's going out with hubby.
That is very cute. I love the ruche.
Yes.
And the off the shoulder.
And last but not least, we have another piece from our Figure 8 collection. And this is the Met dress.
It's a split to me.
Yes, so she is ready for that holiday gala. And this one starts at size extra large all the way to a 3X. A tuxedo dress with the split on the side, just to add a little sex appeal and confidence for my Figure 8 ladies.
That is fabulous. All of these looks were amazing. I'll be adding everything to my cart. So whatever holiday party, I will be there with a look. First of all of these looks were amazing. I know I'm going to be the best dressed person at the holiday party, but where can they find you, connect with you, and add all of these looks to their cart?
Okay, so you can actually shop all of these looks at www.pchicofficial.com, and you can also follow us on social media. Our Facebook and Instagram is at pchic.official and TikTok Profashionally Chic.
Thank you for being a part of Diva Talk. Definitely wishing you a happy holiday. You know exactly what you're going to eat, how you're going to wear your hair, and exactly what you're going to wear. Keep it locked in for another episode of Diva Talk coming soon.